Hey everybody, it's Monica with Fit Eats Coach. Welcome back to week 2 of Deadlift Movement Workout Plan. We're going to do 4 exercises in this workout. There's various modifications, but first we're going to start with a movement prep that's going to help you do the best deadlifts ever. So we're using the box to learn that hip hinge. Alright, so before we even get started with that, you want to prep that movement. There's a lot of ways to prep the hip hinge. So you want to find that crease there and you want to start really pushing back until you start to fold forward. So you have that nice little crease there and your back is flat. Now I have my feet off stance here because it's a little bit easier on the back. So this is what you're aiming for when you're doing deadlifts. Now you can have some bend in the knees, or you can have completely straight legs. People ask me this all the time. There's no right or wrong way to deadlift with your legs completely locked. You can have them slightly bent. The key is in the hinge. So we'll do the other side. It's probably a good idea to do this for a bit and then crouch down and lift. So you're kind of finding where your personal range is of how straight are you going to be able to keep your legs and how much bend you might need for a deadlift. And then once you've done that, then you can really get in there, push back. Keep pushing back, tuck your core in, and now you're in a full hinge here. And really, draw your abs in. Maybe play around with different kinds of hip hinges here. Offset the feet like we were last week. We were doing the V stance or staggered stance right here. So I like teaching it the deadlift like this, because then you know that a person's not just going to be trying to reach down. That's not the point of the exercise. So when you round your back, you're putting a ton of pressure right here. So you want that nice flat back. All right, so now that your movement prep is done, we are ready to go. We're doing our banded kettlebell deadlift. Notice how much bend I have in my knees. So I'm choosing this stance and this position because it works for my back currently. My low back has facet joint syndrome, diagnosed since January. I had no idea, but probably been going on for quite a few years. But I can straighten out my legs a little bit more. As I just walked forward, you can see that my toes are kind of hanging off of these mats. And I'm straightening my legs a little bit more. So you have a lot of room here to work with whatever range you need to work with to help you get stronger in this pattern without hurting your back. One thing I really love about banding the kettlebell instead of banding your hips is that it really prevents a whole lot of cheating. So if you round your back, I don't have that problem, but I've tried this now with clients who have a tendency to round their back, and it is very corrective. So the band kind of prevents you from rounding the back. It kind of is a tool to help you do better deadlifts. So that's why we're using it that way. Next up, we have the Renegade Row. I'm going to show 4 different versions that you can do. This version that you're seeing here is about intermediate level. It's really great for people that have good core stability, good shoulder stability. This version here is more advanced. It's for people that have really, really strong core and strong shoulders, and their plank is perfect. Like, you don't want your butt up in the air, you want to be nice and flat. Now, if those two versions are still too tough, you can just go with a lawnmower pull, which is, you know, a row and a very deep lunge. You can also go with an elevated plank row, which is basically a more modified version of the Renegade row. Also, if those two versions are too difficult, then you could always come down on your hands and knees and just row one weight from your hands and knees. That's a really good way to start learning how to do this pattern that really targets your back as well as your core and your whole upper body. All right, so our third exercise is an alternating reverse lunge with a dumbbell twist. Now, if you don't want to be switching up weights, you can just use the same kettlebell that you were using for the previous exercise. You can even use that kettlebell for your Renegade row if you prefer. You can just use the kettlebell for all the exercises in this workout. But you can also use a medicine ball, you can use a water weight, or you can just do body weight. Now, if you struggle with lunges, maybe eliminating the twist is a good idea. It will help you to kind of figure out your balance and get a little bit stronger in that pattern before you start adding twisting. You can also eliminate going from side to side and just do one side at a time. All right, our next exercise is a press into down dog from the hands and knees. And notice how even in this exercise, you are reinforcing that hip hinge. You're just now doing it from a very different position. As you're gonna see at the end, I'm gonna walk it back and I'm gonna hold that hip hinge that I've been talking about this entire workout. Now, how many reps, how many sets of all this? Reps is really entirely up to you. It could be anywhere from 8 to 12 reps on this, and you can go up to 4 circuits if you're feeling pretty strong. And then you can finish up with some rolling ropes. This is completely optional. This is just something that I have been working on and really enjoy teaching my clients as well, and they really find it useful in terms of cardio conditioning, getting that core functioning a little bit better, more coordination with your upper and lower body. And it's also really fun and kind of relaxing. It almost feels meditative. So in this flow, we're working on the Matador pattern. And we're also working on underhand, overhand patterns with rotations of the body. And we're just kind of dancing it out. So what I recommend is finding a song that feels somewhat slow but danceable. And then I would recommend maybe trying some overhand figure eights, underhand figure eights, maybe learning how to turn with your rope, and then maybe trying the Matador, which is 2 revolutions on each side, and then maybe from there adding a turn to that, and then just kind of combining all those things. Now, there are a lot of really great rope flow people on YouTube that you can learn from. I am definitely not an expert at this. I'm fairly new. I tried it back in, I think it was 2009, 2011, and I just didn't find the instruction videos that were out at the time to be that helpful. But now there's tons of people out there doing it, and they have amazing tutorials. They're quick and they are really effective at teaching you how to flow the rope, how to start adding some leg movement to your, rope flow. It's really fun. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this video and it has been helpful. If you need more information about the Deadlift Movement Workout Plan, it's down in the info box. All the links are down there. You can also find it at fiteatscoach.com/behealthyblog. If you're enjoying this content, be sure to subscribe, give us a like, leave us a comment. I will be back soon with more workouts and exercises to help you get your fittest, leanest body. Thanks for watching.